Welcome to this week's top 10 trending skincare poll. It's on exfoliating products, and that includes AHAs, BHAs, PHAs, all of the above, and blend too. I actually haven't sat down to film in a couple of weeks, so I feel a bit rusty again. It's funny how you lose momentum very quickly. But anyway, I'll get straight into the list. Just as a quick reminder, the results come from my Instagram page at Sam by the Counter, where I run like a public voting poll. I was hoping to wrap up all categories by the end of December, but I'm running a little bit late. So a few of the categories will run into January, and then I'll probably restart the 2025 lists in maybe Feb, but we'll see how we go. And just a quick note, some of these products, they come in different varieties. So all of the results were combined into just one vote. As in for example, Lotion P50 appears on the list, but P50 comes in a few different versions. The voting is all of those versions in one. The one that actually I mention in the list is the most popular of the voted options, if that makes sense. And as always, I'll just throw in my random commentary if anything comes up. Otherwise, I do love to get your feedback in the comments. So if you have any opinion or experiences with any of these products, let me know in the comments. Number 10 on the list is the Alpha H Liquid Gold. I'm actually super happy to see Alpha H on the list because they're a brand that I feel like long before social media I was buying. I used to watch Michelle, who sadly passed away, who I think was the brand owner. She used to do presentations on a TV shopping network called TVSN, and she had so much passion for glycolic acid in the brand. It was just really captivating to watch her. Funnily enough, Liquid Gold was the first product that destroyed my barrier, because when I first bought it, I just used it every day as a toner, not realizing that glycolic acid was super strong. So I have both kind of fearful but also fond memories around Liquid Gold. I still think it's one of the best acids on the market, especially if your skin is resilient and maybe you're dealing with skin issues related to pigmentation and you're seeing signs of leathery skin texture. This is the type of product that will really have a super intense effect. Number 9 on the list is the Saatchi Skin Complexion Clarifying Accelerator. This isn't so much a toner, it's more of a serum exfoliator that you can kind of use as a mask as well. And this is a good one if you don't necessarily want to exfoliate daily because it is more in that serum texture, so you just slot it in when you need to. It was reformulated not too long ago, maybe 6 months or so. The original version was one of my favorites. It had a little bit of a sticky texture that I don't think everybody loved because there's Manuka honey as a key ingredient. That sort of sticky texture just reminded me of honey, so it never bothered me. The reformulation feels much silkier, so I think it's probably a little bit more universally compatible. But this is a great product and especially a good one for textural concerns. And it just has a really solid blend of exfoliating ingredients. Number 9 was actually a tied vote, and so the other product in spot 9 is the Dr. Idris Major Fade Flash Mask. This one I haven't used, so no real opinions, but it did come up as a favorite in the voting, so if you've used it, let me know why you love it. Number 8 is the Ordinary Glycolic Acid 7% Exfoliating Toner, and a little bit of a cult favorite product, and I think just such an affordable way to access glycolic acid, especially considering the volume. This is a huge toner tub of acid. Again, a bit like the Alpha H Liquid Gold, I find this product just that little bit too aggressive, so I don't personally use it very often. But if your skin can handle glycolic acid, then perfect. I'm actually on the lookout to try and introduce glycolic a little bit more frequently because it's probably one of those acids that has a reputation of traveling a bit deeper into the skin. I've recently started using the new Prequel glycolic, and that has more of a milky texture that seems to land a bit more gently. But if your skin can handle it, this is such a great value, and the Ordinary has been a favorite for a really long time. Number 7 is the Skin Rocks The Gentle Acid, and I'm sure everybody is aware, but just in case you don't know, Skin Rocks is the brand from Caroline Hirons, who is an skincare industry icon and truly one of the original beauty influencers, who I used to love watching. Just had like a wealth of knowledge and real world experience, like dealing with customers and clients. So I was super excited to see Caroline release her brand. This particular product I also haven't tried, but again, appearing this high on the list must mean it's quite popular. I feel like it's especially well loved in UK, Europe. Number 6 is the Build Skincare A Gel, and that's the Gentle Activated Texture Control Gel. A lot of people think A Gel contains a retinoid because it's called A Gel, but the A actually stands for active. And it's a salicylic acid serum using 1% salicylic acid. Definitely one of my all-time favorite products. The way Build has been able to develop this formula is just so nice. A lot of acids, even the ones that appear on the in this list, have, either a watery texture. Some of them lean and feel a little bit oily as well. But A-Gel is in this super plush gel vehicle, so it just spreads on the skin so nicely, and it leaves behind a tiny little touch of like a silky skin feel, but essentially feels weightless, which is very much the DNA of Build overall. I love to use this one as an aftershave lotion, especially. It works so well on the neck. And I think it's also a good option if you happen to be using other alpha hydroxy acids, because you're able to sneak in a BHA at a 1% level, so it's unlikely to cause too much havoc, even in combination with other exfoliating products. Number 5 is the Paula's Choice BHA, I forget the name, Skin Perfecting 2% BHA Liquid Exfoliant. This is probably one of the most famous salicylic acid products on the market. Look, if you followed me for any length of time, you'll know that I'm not the biggest fan of Paula's Choice, especially in its current state. When Paula's Choice, the brand, first launched, I was of course much more of a fan, and I definitely have used this product in the past. Truth be told, I don't really understand the hype around it because it is a super oily texture, so I never understood why people loved it even before I started to develop issues with Paula's Choice as a brand. But it does seem to work well for people even to this day, so I would never object to products that actually work, and you should keep using the things that give results. Number 4 is the Sunday Riley Good Genes. Now, Good Genes comes in a couple of different iterations depending on the market you're in. The famous one, I feel, is the original lactic acid version, so I think that's still available in the US and Australia, whereas a lot of other countries have moved to glycolic. I've used samples of the glycolic. I don't feel like it maintains the specialness of the lactic. One of the signature features of the lactic version of Good Genes is that it becomes intensely moisturizing and plumping. So the exfoliating side is almost the bonus, but just the way it kind of rejuvenates the skin overnight was very much the reason, Good Genes was worth its money. So I was never able to get on board with glycolic, but I guess I have a bit of a bias against glycolic acid anyway. Moral of the story is, if you have access to lactic, that's still the way to go, in my opinion. Number 3 is Biologique Recherche Lotion P50, and as I mentioned at the start of the video, P50 does come in a few different varieties, kind of targeting different skin instants and concerns. There's like the classic or the original Lotion P50, there's P50W, P50V, there's like a pigment version of P50, so lots of different versions, and there's even the like original version called P50 1970 that I think is just sold in the US. My personal favorite one is just the classic standard Lotion P50. Although this is an exfoliating liquid, it just has, this magical property, at least in my skincare routine, where it resurfaces and refines, but it also has this like strengthening effect. So I feel like my skin barrier just thrives and everything works better. Oil control, like breakouts, it's all just in balance and harmony when I use Lotion P50. I mentioned, I think, in like my best of video that I wasn't using it for a little while because I was testing other products, and genuinely my skin started to freak out. I was just breaking out in ways that I hadn't experienced in such a long time, and my skin was in a state of like true imbalance. So I started integrating Biologique again just a couple weeks ago, and everything has already calmed down so much. So for me, this product is like a must-have, like top favorite. I know some people don't have the same experience with Lotion P50. And I think maybe if you're using it specifically for exfoliating, you won't maybe necessarily notice overwhelming like differences or effects versus other acids. But if your skin is just struggling where it's like really glitchy and it's a bit out of control, this is like truly a rebalancing lotion, and it does it in a way that I think protects and enhances hydration, moisturization in the skin on top of exfoliating. It's just super special, and I really can't explain it other than I think you just need to try it. And they do sell sort of smaller deluxe travel sizes. So, you know, Lotion P50 in a full size does get quite pricey, but even the small bottles probably last 4 to 6 weeks. So definitely enough time to get a sense if it will work for you. The P50W is the one that they tend to recommend everybody starts with because it's slightly easier to tolerate. And then they have the P50V, which is more of like an enriched version. So if you have dry skin, that's probably the best option. But ultimately, if you're able to, it is best to have a consult with Biologique Recherche. I think they offer free consults online, and they will help you figure out, you know, the best lotion for your particular skin concern. I have tried all of them. I even used P50W for a while. I didn't feel like the W version had the same impact of just the standard P50. So if you're watching this and you've used one of the other versions of P50 and didn't feel like it did much, but you haven't tried just the standard Lotion P50, I'm very much a believer in like working your way up to that to get maximum results, because that's really the one that, you know, just set things off. And, you know, my skin and P50 and my skin just have this affinity. It's like soulmates kind of thing. So I feel like I've spoken so much about this product, but I just love it so much and highly, highly recommend if you're just struggling with your skin. It's just that thing that could be missing from your routine. Number 2 on the list is the Dr. Dennis Gross Peel Pads. I think these also come in different strengths. I've only used samples, so I've never really used this product properly. I think part of the reason is that I think the active acid in one cloth, and then you use kind of like a neutralizing agent in another cloth so that the exfoliating action is more temporary. That makes a lot of sense to me if your skin especially can't handle acids, but just the idea of going through these cloths in a 1-2 step so regularly, I think it's something that I just wouldn't integrate properly. But it seems like a nice idea, would be easy to travel with, I imagine. The amount of positive feedback I get on this product is actually quite a lot, so I imagine it works really well for people. Just the system is something that probably doesn't really make sense in terms of my own routine, but I'm glad to see that it works well for a lot of other people. And number 1 on the list is the Slurp Labs Decalt, or Decalt. It's essentially a milky toner with exfoliating properties. I think they call it a liquid polish. And this has become very popular on social media, and some of my good friends online absolutely love it, and they've had great success with it, especially on the appearance of pores. I really wanted to love this product because the idea behind this is quite interesting, and I think the blend of ingredients is super cool, and just watching everybody else get such good results with it, you know, there's a bit of that FOMO going on. Ultimately, I found this texture a little bit too oily again, and for me, the like user experience of Decalt is a little bit slow. The oily texture just kind of prevents me from moving along in my routine. I don't feel like things layer very well with it, and I just didn't like the actual dry down or texture of it on my skin. That's why Lotion P50 just ended up working better for me, because that's more of a watery texture. I can just apply it and move on. Again, if you're somebody that's maybe not applying it as a toner every single day and you want an exfoliator that's more of a standalone treatment step, then Decalt could be a great option to explore. That's the end of this exfoliating list. Thank you for hanging out with me. If you have a different experience with any of the products than I have, again, I always love to hear just how different people use and experience products, so do let me know in the comments. Happy New Year if you're watching this right when I upload it. If not, I hope you're having a good 2025 so far, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I tend to have a lot of people watching my videos that aren't subscribed, and I don't know why. Like, let's be friends and hang out. So yeah, I'll see you next time.